June 9, 1996, the day Circuit City's flagship store in Richmond, Virginia, opened its doors to a crowd of eager shoppers, marking the moment an unassuming consumer electronics superstore began its meteoric rise to the top of America's retail landscape. What started as a modest family-run appliance shop in 1949 would, within half a century, dominate mall corridors, dominate the nation's holiday sales, and become a symbol of consumer optimism in a rapidly digitizing world. The story of Circuit City is a tale of ambition amplified by timing. In the early 1980s, when personal computers were still a novelty and video game consoles were gathering dust in basements, Circuit City embraced the emerging technology wave. It launched the Circuit City Superstore concept, a sprawling 70,000 square foot showroom where customers could touch, test, and compare the latest gadgets. The chain's aggressive expansion, opening more than 300 stores by the mid-1990s, was fueled by a relentless focus on low price guarantees and a bold, no-commission sales model that promised customers honest, knowledgeable service. For a time, the company's stock surged, its logo a beacon for anyone looking to upgrade their home entertainment system, and its quarterly earnings reports read like love letters to Wall Street. But beneath the glossy advertisements and bright showroom floors, warning signs began to flicker. In 1998, Circuit City's executives introduced the Employee First program, eliminating commission in favor of a modest hourly wage and a promise of career advancement. While initially praised, the policy inadvertently eroded the expertise that set the chain apart from discount rivals. Store associates, once proud technicians who could troubleshoot a VCR or explain a computer's BIOS, found their incentives diluted. By the early 2000s, the floor staff's morale waned, and customer complaints about uninformed service grew louder. Meanwhile, the retail landscape was shifting. Best Buy, with its Geek Squad, technicians and a hybrid model that blended low prices with knowledgeable staff, began to eclipse Circuit's market share. Online giants like Amazon emerged, offering the convenience of home delivery and price comparisons at a click. Yet, Circuit City's leadership clung to an outdated playbook, believing that brand loyalty and in-store experience could outpace the digital tide. The decisive misstep arrived in 2007, when a new CEO, Pete CHG, announced a radical cost-cutting plan designed to restore profitability. In a boardroom meeting that would later be revealed in internal memos, executives concluded that the most immediate savings could be achieved by slashing the very workforce that had built the company's reputation. In a stark, corporate memorandum dated March 15, 2007, the company announced a restructuring of the sales floor, stating that all non-essential personnel will be terminated to streamline operations. Within weeks, over 4,000 seasoned sales associates, many of whom held certifications in computer repair, home theater installation, and consumer electronics, were given pink slips. The move was sold to investors as a necessary lean into efficiency. But for the average shopper, the loss was palpable. Empty aisles, fewer product demos, and a noticeable dip in the knowledgeable advice that had once set Circuit City apart. The immediate aftermath was a sharp decline in customer satisfaction scores, a metric that had previously been Circuit's secret weapon. As the experienced staff vanished, so did the chain's ability to differentiate itself from discount competitors. Sales fell 4% in the first quarter after the layoffs, and the company's stock plummeted from a high of $68 per share in 2005 to under $10 by early 2008. In a desperate attempt to regain footing, Circuit City launched a series of flash sales and deep discount promotions, but the brand's tarnished reputation made it difficult to attract price-sensitive shoppers who had already migrated to rivals. By November 2008, the retailer announced it would close 92 stores and lay off an additional 12,000 workers, a move that signaled the beginning of the end. On January 16, 2009, Circuit City filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection, the largest retail collapse in U.S. history at that point. The filing revealed $5.2 billion in debt, a stark contrast to the company's $9.8 billion in annual sales just a few years earlier. In an emotionally charged press conference, the CEO lamented that the combination of fierce competition, an evolving marketplace, and strategic missteps had led to the downfall. Within a month, the remaining 567 stores shuttered their doors, leaving thousands of employees unemployed and a void in the consumer electronics aisle. The company's assets were sold off in fragments. The brand name was purchased by an online retailer, while the once iconic storefronts became vacant reminders of a retail era gone by. The collapse of Circuit City sent ripples through the industry, serving as a cautionary tale for corporations that underestimate the value of human capital. Analysts point to the 2007 decision to fire the chain's most knowledgeable employees as the pivotal moment when the company traded expertise for short-term cost savings, only to lose the very competitive advantage it had cultivated. In the years that followed, former Circuit executives and staff have spoken candidly about the culture shift, describing a workplace that once celebrated technical mastery turning into a price-only operation devoid of passion. Their testimonies echo a broader lesson. In an age where technology evolves at breakneck speed, the people who understand it become the most valuable assets. Today, the Circuit City name lingers in the collective memory of a generation that grew up assembling VCRs, installing home theater systems, and waiting in line for the latest gaming console. Subscribe to The Collapse for more stories like this.